In a time where there is sadness all around us, let us look at true happiness for a few minutes. Psalms 1 verse 1 tells us, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful." As we look at the genesis of the Psalms, the psalmist begins by firstly focusing on the blessed man and what characterizes this individual. The Hebrew word translated blessed could also be translated how happy. Therefore, verse 1 could read, "How happy is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly." In this opening psalm, the psalmist is giving us the formula for attaining true happiness. Not just to be happy, but to attain true happiness, and what ought to be done to attain this state. The psalmist firstly points out some things that must be avoided if you want to be truly happy. It is important, though, to point out that this happiness does not solely rely on what the individual avoids, but rests on the relationship that he has with the Lord his God, as we will see further in this chapter. Let me repeat that for me. True happiness does not only depends on what the individual avoids, but it also depends on his relationship with the Lord his God. In the Sermon on the Mount discourse, Jesus told his disciples that they cannot serve God and mammon. Similarly, you cannot expect to grow in your relationship if you continue to take advice from those who are ungodly. This is not something that a blessed man does, because the word of God tells us that blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. Similarly, you cannot expect to grow in your relationship with God if you continue to place yourself in the pathway, in the lifestyle of those who are sinful and participate with whatever they are doing. And David tells us that the blessed man does not stand in the way of sinners. Let me repeat that. The blessed man does not stand in the way of sinners. Neither can you expect to grow in your relationship with God if you are an active participant in the conversation of those who mock God and His Word. True happiness does not only depend on what you avoid, but it depends on your relationship with God. As you go through this pandemic, if you want to be truly happy, then you have to avoid the counsel of the ungodly. You have to avoid the pathways of those who are sinful. You have to avoid those who mock God. And as I said, right, you have to avoid it. I don't mean that you will have to avoid the person, because if you want to truly win someone over, if you want to minister to someone the good news of salvation, then you will have to interact with those persons. However, it is about the lifestyle. Do not be caught up in the lifestyle that those persons are doing. Seek only to dwell on the things of God. And as we look in the next video, right, we will see what the blessed man delights in. Have a blessed and godly day.